What is up, guys? We're back with another coverage. In this episode, we're going to be covering Hedera HBAR and ZEBEC Network. So stay tuned. Anyways, CLPR is as important as HashGraph. To understand what is happening at what happened at HederaCon 2026, we need to understand what CLPR is, which is a new bridgeless standard for cross-ledger communication. Look at this. Introducing CLPR, the Cross Ledger Protocol. What is this? For this reason, HashGraph developed CLPR, a new bridgeless cross-ledger protocol that takes a fundamentally different approach. Rather than pooling locked assets or delegating trust to a set of permissioned validators, CLPR uses cryptographic state proofs to let tokens, data, and arbitrary messages move between ledgers directly. So this is the key word and the differentiating point, guys. What is the uniqueness of this? Is that it does everything directly. No custodians involved, no pooled liquidity, and no single point of failure. So this means that the platform is the technology is decentralized. It is not relying on one single point of failure. Trust between ledgers and not trust in intermediaries. CLPR's governing principle is straightforward. No intermediary should ever hold, control, or be able to permanently block the movement of assets. The protocol achieves this not through promises or governance structures, but through math. And this is how a good project should be, guys. They should be doing everything by the rule book, by the mathematical numbers, rather than just relying on what is happening. Where participating ledgers support it, CLPR establishes trust directly ledger to ledger using state proofs and communication between validators. Now, this is really great, guys. And one of the most important points is that CLPR moves value natively between ledgers cryptographically. Without intermediaries and bridges. And if you have been in this industry, if you've roamed around this industry for quite a few years, you will understand that most hacks, most security issues happens with intermediaries and bridges involved. You know that, guys. So this will increase the security and everything that is at stake. It enables assets from any chain to flow into and out of networks to drive liquidity, so islands of trapped assets can be a thing of the past. This is great, guys. The islands of trapped assets, a thing of the past. Awesome. What networks CLPR supports today? So at this point, what does it do and which networks does it support? CLPR's initial deployment is interoperability between HashSphere, private enterprise networks, and the Hedera public network. It covers both sphere to sphere and sphere to Hedera transfers because HashSphere networks are a ABFT by design and powered by Hedera technology. Intersphere transfers can achieve overall ABFT security for the combined systems. This is great, guys. This is one of the fastest cross-ledger settlement anywhere in the blockchain system. You can check it out. The private sphere, look at this. On any network that can produce or verify state proofs is a candidate for CLPR support, regardless of whether it is a public chain or a private deployment. So this is how it should be, guys. This is how the future of blockchain should be. It shouldn't be depending on whether a system is public or private. Look at this. The private sphere, a closed network between several individuals or organizations. We've got Hedera, we've got HashSphere. Then we've got the private sphere interoperability. A connection is made securely sharing data, workflows, and value with other private networks. We've got Hedera, we've got HashSphere to HashSphere. And then we've got the hybrid private and public networks. connections where assets flow freely and securely between private networks and public networks, such as Hedera. This is the connection, Hedera, and then we've got HashSphere, a trinity is made over here. So Hedera is constantly making progress over here. The opening keynote, Invisible Ubiquity, and founders Farside, Dr. Lehman Beard, Mance Harmon, and Epiceni shared the vision behind this major step forward for the Hedera ecosystem. Let's check this out.
I think that Clipper is as important as HashGraph.
So those are the three things I need you to remember from today: HashSphere, Clipper, and IO builders.
Everyone needs to be connected, and that's what Clipper is. So the cross-ledger protocol connects them. You have Hedera as the public one that is well governed, and then you have HashSphere where you govern it, and anyone can govern it, and you can have it be as private as you want.
I think that Clipper is as important as HashGraph. HashGraph as a consensus algorithm was a fundamental advance in the state of the art in decentralized consensus, and Clipper is of that.
Indeed, guys, CLPR seems to be as important as anything. Hedera is building a future based on trust, according to ChainSpact. On the very next day, Hedera processed over 721K transactions, growing on-chain activity by more than 20%. Look at this. The rising demand is reinforcing Hedera as a infrastructure for fast, secure, and compliant dApps. Look at this. The Hedera transaction volume chart, it continues to grow it has continued to grow in the last 30 days. The transaction volume, you can see it has crossed 721,618 transactions. This is great, guys. Meanwhile, the AI agents are moving from experiments to production. They are starting to represent real businesses, handle workflows, and interact with customers. Look at this. The agentic internet is here, guys. The first draft is about identity and discovery. ANS is getting a dedicated profile for universal agent ID. What this means is the ANS agents can be represented in a standard format other systems can resolve too. Why does it matter? ANS already gives agents DNS-based identity tied to real domains. With the U8 profile, that identity becomes easier for other registries to resolve, brokers to index, platforms to integrate. This is great. The second draft is about verification. HCS 27 defines a standard way to publish Merkle checkpoints from ANS transparency logs. So what are the important nuance? The ledger does not store the registry, it stores compact Merkle commitments. That means registry data stays off ledger, sensitive metadata stays private, checkpoint history can be independently verified. And if you put them together, U8 profile for ANS agents become easier to resolve across systems. HCS 27 checkpoints, ANS registry history becomes easier to verify over time. In simple terms, portable agent identity plus verifiable registry history. This is what is happening. And why does it matter, guys? Because we are reinventing the internet. For AI agents, And Hedera and projects like Hedera will be a part of this new infrastructure. And this is how AI agent infrastructure become interoperable through discovery, identity, verification, and registry history. Meanwhile, look at this. Let us settle the finality debate once and for all. We ranked layer 1 blockchains by finality time. And look at this. Fastest finality in Web 3 among layer 1 blockchains. We've got Algorand, we cover it 0 second. Instant finality sorted alphabetically. So it is not, this is just merely alphabetically, guys. We've got Algorand, Aptos 0 second, Hedera is 0 second, Internet Computer is 0 second, Psi 0 second, okay, Stellar is 0 second, we cover Stellar as well. Solana 12.8 seconds, okay, Waterfall 24 seconds, One Chain 25 seconds, BNB chain, the Binance chain 22 seconds. So you can see where Hedera is, which company Hedera is rubbing shoulders with. So this is really great, guys. Meanwhile, if we talk about ZEBEC, ZEBEC has been on fire recently, guys. The people are talking about how it will have some connections with XRP in the future as well. Some partnerships are being teased. I'm going to be sharing that in a moment. Look at this. Great day at Circle Alliance program booth yesterday at Consensus Miami. We showcased the ZEBEC super app and met with current partners, institutions, Web3 and AI startups around the benefits of streaming payroll powered by USDC. This is a match made in heaven. Both Circle and ZEBEC are really great projects, and they can provide something useful to the world of finance together. Meanwhile, there's the XRP Las Vegas recap that ZEBEC basically posted. Over here, XRP connection is teased basically, and ZEBEC continues to grow. I think I have to play the recording again. Yeah.
Their review, they're a network that important. I know loads of people were really excited by this because XRPL has such a strong payment history. The audience also, hey Zach, I know that you have spoken to him recently.
Yes, Zach and I did a really great little interview yesterday, so I encourage everyone to check that out on Zach's page.
Awesome. Yeah, an amazing commentator on the broader crypto space, but focusing on XRP, given a lot of shout outs to ZEBEC recently. So Zach, great to see you here. Thanks for joining us today. One of the big messages from the event, Simon, seemed to be that ZEBEC will be kind of bringing its technology to XRPL. So this feels super important. I know loads of people were really excited by this because XRPL has such a strong payment history, and ZEBEC is building around real-time finance, payroll, cards, stablecoin movement. So I guess give me a little bit more on that. Why is XRPL such a natural environment for what ZEBEC is building? And what are the synergies between ZEBEC's payroll infrastructure and the XRPL ecosystem? What should the community understand about this next phase?
Great question, and I know this is on everyone's mind. There will be news dropping with Ripple soon, but we will get in today to the XRPL topic, as that's really the technology that underlies all of this. So XRPL, of course, is one of the purpose-built chains for payments. It's been around for longer than almost any other chain. It settles in 3 to 5 seconds. The fees round to zero. And when you're trying to run payroll for thousands of employees around the world in different countries, you cannot afford to have congestion or unpredictable fees. So XRPL gives us that performance. Then on the Ripple side, when you think about it, Ripple spent the better half of the last 2 decades building institutional relationships that make enterprise payroll possible on a large scale. RippleNet supports 300 different banks. Ripple holds 75 global licenses. They've made acquisitions like Hidden Road and G Treasury that plug already into Fortune 500 treasuries. So in our view, they're a network that already has the distribution. They were just missing the payroll layer, and that's where ZEBEC comes in. The third piece is also really important, and that comes down to culture. I think both of our organizations have similar cultures. Ripple's always taken the long regulated path, and that matches up with our posture as well. Of course, we've achieved all of our compliance and regulatory licenses last year, and I know we'll talk a little bit more about that later, but that's why this in so many ways was the perfect marriage.
Yeah, man. I mean, so many people really, really looking for that like official announcement, etc. I know
Mhm.
you've got that in the works, right?
Exactly, exactly. We don't want to
Yeah.
rush things.
Exactly. Okay. Well, look. Congrats, first of all. Also, an amazing ecosystem to be building in. I want to touch on one of the other things you said on stage. Actually, it really stood out for me, and that was that like payroll has not changed materially for decades. And so I wondered, like, if we could just take a step back a minute and say, like, why is payroll such a powerful use case for blockchain and stablecoins? And more importantly, are business owners now really starting to
Mhm.
understand the benefits of real time payroll?
Great question. And when folks ask me, what is ZEBEC and what's the problem we're trying to solve, I always like to anchor it in payroll. As you've said, payroll's not changed materially for the past 70 years. Most of the world gets paid every 2 weeks at best, or even every month. And why is this the case? Well, it comes down to the legacy banking system and the friction of payments that come with it. Payroll is still trapped in this legacy system. It runs on ACH, on Swift, on intermediaries that take 3 to 5 days to settle payments and charge hefty, hefty fees. So, our mission has always been to bring these payments on chain, leveraging our real time streaming engine so that there's no material difference in the cost of whether you're paying your employee by the hour, by the minute, by the day, whatever it is, regardless where they're located in the world. And we've achieved that through ZEBEC's technology. So, our belief is that right now there's a paradigm shift that's underway.
This is awesome, guys. ZBAC is making some good connections by going to good events, forging good partnerships. And besides that, guys, this is secondary. The super app and the technology behind ZBAC is top notch, and the world of utility crypto is now understanding what it is all about and what it can provide. Let's check out the comments over here. They were interesting as well. Was there any partnership with Ripple or no? In a nutshell, Farah and Era has asked. It is a customership. Customership, okay. Not a partnership, customership. But this connection is also great, guys. Simon is presidential material man. Presentation skills are up there with the best. We agree. If ZBAC is indeed obtaining a future ABA routing number for wire transfers, is there a world where obtaining a UAN unique account number for mortgage payments exists? I would like to add one thing. There should be a team member who should be answering to the questions over here. This is how a community is really built well. Okay. How many ZBCN is an average amount should you have? Okay, so this is just a number. It all depends on how much you can afford to lose, brother, and how much do you have. It is all subjective. It is not an objective number, in my opinion. Help shape the launch of ZBAC rewards by voting on the distribution or date. Every voter will receive an extra allocation bonus when rewards go live. Anyways, what do you guys think about both Hedera and ZBAC, the progress of both of these projects? I would really like your opinions. Do let the community know. And if you're interested in DLT crypto content, do subscribe the channel and smash that notification icon. Until next time, stay blessed.